Well, that was quick. A sentence I'm saying more and more often these days, apparently, and very happy to be saying it as well, as just yesterday I covered an attempt by several very progressive Star Wars fans, heavy quotation marks on that last one there's, attempt to demonetize several YouTube channels belonging to Nerdrotic, Ryan Kinnell, RK Outpost, and Geeks Plus Gamers. They were launching an appeal directly aimed at YouTube on Twitter, Team YouTube, to demonetize these channels. If you're angry by the video above, take action. Ask YouTube to demonetize the hate on their platform with this letter from the Star Wars community. We covered that again just yesterday. It appeared to be, well, an organized harassment campaign to punish channels for allegedly engaging in organized harassment campaigns. Aha. Well, hypocrisy has always been the left's strong side, and today YouTube responded by saying, "Thanks for reaching out, just heard back and confirmed that this content is not violative and will remain up. Have a good day." This after being prompted for a response. Hello Team YouTube, the Star Wars community, I think that's a rather grandiose claim there, sir, would at the very least appreciate a formal response or update in regard to a well-documented and pressing concern about YouTubers pushing prolonged harassment on your platform. And YouTube simply told them to shut up and go away. So, the irony here, of course, is that these people are angry over the cancellation of a show, The Acolyte, that nobody watched because it was awful. It was also woke, and that in large parts contributed to the awfulness. This was then not embraced by the wider audience, who still appears to remain a work of pure fiction, if anything at all, and these content creators then looked at the people who had turned culture against them, those who had created the anti-culture that no longer accepts bad shows just because they are adequately diverse, and realizing that they could no longer oppose them on the marketplace of ideals, ideas, decided instead to try and get Daddy YouTube to demonetize their opposition. And now they're kind of just sad about it. Team YouTube, this is an admission that you have not reviewed our concerns, proven by saying this video when there are 10 plus videos in question. However, thank you for confirming your inability to take safety seriously. You and your advertisers will be hearing more from us soon. Continuing on with the threats, because here's the thing. I mentioned this in the last video as well, but it bears repeating. The progressives have never had a good and moral position. They have never had a virtuous position from which to preach from. They have never had a particularly good argument. They are simply always been the bullies. They have used your morality, the morality of liberalism, against those who obey it and believe it to have been a good thing against them. They claim terms. They approach a company and go, YouTube is not valuing safety on your platform. It's not a safe platform. How dare you advertise on an unsafe platform? What does safe mean here? Absolutely nothing. It means negativity. It means we disagree. It means we have a pejorative that we wish to paint our opposition with, and that is why we are contacting you today. That is all the left and the progressives have ever had these last 10 years, but it has been enough, because their accusations were viewed as so naturally abhorrent by our modern-day liberal society that merely just having the allegations launched against you was enough to ruin careers. You're a sexist, they would say, and that would be enough to get you fired. You're a racist, they would say, and that would be enough to ruin your life and your career. However, this has no longer been working for quite some time, and I very much so doubt that all that many advertisers will be looking at a 2,000 followers account and go, well, gosh darn, we're just gonna have to do whatever this guy says. He's clearly got the influence on his side. These people are a vanishingly small minority that has only ever been able to affect the public discourse and public perception by utilizing the public's morality against itself. They do not have a moral position for which they stand. They are simply trying to subvert, control of, and pervert your position. That is all. And I like this one too. Additionally, I would like to point out, Team YouTube, that nobody in Star Wars fandom has requested selected videos to be removed. Simply that a handful of YouTube channels should be demonetized. The lack of clarity in your response to address our real concerns is appalling. That sounds like defense to me. Like, hold on. We didn't target any things. We know that's against your terms of service. We know that we are probably in blatant violation of the TOS of YouTube and Twitter here. We didn't do that. But still, be afraid of us. As this, of course, also all stems back to this which we covered yesterday, which at the end of the day is simply a blatant threat. It is an organized harassment campaign in every sense of the word, particularly if we are supposed to believe that opposition is engaged in anything like that, to demonetize people they do not like, those they recognize that have far more authority and influence than themselves. And as for not mentioning any specific videos, well, I mean, I don't know if you've read the thing you're retweeting and that you're leaning on here, but this one seems to be citing quite a few specific videos as examples of your hate speech, and surely, if you actually genuinely do believe that these are TOS violations, you must also be calling for their removal. Right? Hell, even in your original reply here, there were 10 plus videos in question. Are you simply just panicking now, sir? I feel as if you are, probably. But this is what we already know. What is so interesting about this is the fact that this demonstrates yet again that the tide has not merely turned, it's already on the way back out again. The left managed to reduce their position of political privilege, which they achieved with remarkable efficiency in like half a decade or so, to nothing in the same span of time. The progressives and the left were unassailable a mere 3-4 years ago. Yet now, even YouTube looks at this and goes, you're not a threat. You can't actually attack us on anything. And these people that you are attacking, that you are asking for us to demonetize, well, they probably earn us tens of thousands of dollars a month. Why should we side with you? And this is what I've always been arguing as well. YouTube needs to move rapidly away from the advertisers, because the advertisers are always going to be at the mercy of the mob. Whomever has control at that point in time of the plebeian horde can sway the advertisers. And this goes just as much for the right wing as the left wing does. Whenever somebody discovers an effective stick with which to beat their opponent, they're going to heft the stick, unsurprisingly enough. However, a platform that is primarily funded by the activities of its creators via, for example, super chats or premium membership is significantly more difficult to dethrone. Now, yes, a 30% cut from being a glorified delivery service is goddamn criminal, and there is no doubt about it, but if it allows YouTube to turn to people like this and simply give them the middle finger in response, well, that's a protection tax I am frankly willing to pay at this particular point in history. And if we can decentralize this yet further, to the point where the primary customers of YouTube are the consumers, and the primary creators are the creators, then, well, we might just have ourselves a healthy ecosystem that can stand the test of time. Granted, YouTube has been actively moving against that at every opportunity as well, kowtowing to corporations and major news studios, but oh well, it wouldn't be YouTube if it didn't take one step forward and 2 steps back again, now would it? So we shall simply just be happy for this victory and enjoy it whilst it lasts. After all, we've probably got a good 5, 6, 7, odd 9, 10 years, if we're lucky now, of cultural dominance. And I'm wondering if we mightn't return to the earlier days where the theorizing was quite simple. The reason why these people are utilizing tactics like this is because they believe them to be effective. And when everybody warned them back in the day, don't do this, it's silly, because this is a weapon that will be used against you, they laughed, ha ha, we will never lose power. well, maybe, just maybe, it is time to put that to the test. We'll see. They do say that vengeance is a dish best served cold, after all. Until next time, I have been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Have a good day.